So here we have a Lakewood model C122X 16-inch box fan. I got this yesterday in the mail from eBay. I believe this is from the mid-'80s. I don't think they made these by the late 80s anymore. I think they had switched, they had quit making these mini box fans. This one here doesn't have, I guess they'd already stopped putting on the holes for if you wanted to put this on a stand. So this one doesn't, they no longer did that on these anymore. And as you can tell by looking at it there, it's got a smaller, it's definitely smaller than the 20-inch box fans. I believe that's a Fasco or a GE motor. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is a Fasco though, and that motor runs 1.6 amps. That's the amount that it can draw up to. But as a lot of you guys probably already know, it is a 3-speed. These 16 inches did come in a 3-speed. It's not in the greatest shape. I noticed on the inside of this thing, it looks like somebody had tried to paint one of the sides at one time. And if you look there, you can see it's a top, just very typical looking top of a Lakewood from this time, except it's got a some rust on the top too. It's not in perfect shape, but overall I do think that this fan is in pretty decent shape for being as old as it is. Like I said, I don't know the exact year, and I don't know if it had been oiled recently, but I can tell you that this thing is in pretty decent shape for being as old as it is. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start it up for you guys. Here is high. Makes some kind of a rattling noise. Can't really figure out what it is that's doing that. It's the grill on the grills. Here's medium. And there's low. The grills have also yellowed on the front a lot. I'm not sure if they have on the back. Yeah, it looks like they've yellowed a little bit on the back as well. And it does still have a pretty nice quiet low. It's not as quiet as the McMillans on the 20 inches from this time, or a little bit later were, but that's still pretty quiet low. Turn it off now. Medium, high, off. Let's check out the spin time. Spin down time. Yeah, I'm thinking this was probably oiled pretty recently based off that nice spin down time. You could, like I said, you could tell whoever had this before me did take as good of care of it as it was going to possibly be taken care of. So, yeah. Here we have a Holmes AeroMax fan that I actually purchased brand new when I was a kid, or it was purchased for me. This particular fan was bought in 2004 at Super Target. I've never seen one of these posted about on YouTube before, so I thought maybe I'd make a video of this particular fan. I thought it'd be kind of cool. I've seen many Holmes fans posted on YouTube before, but I've just never specifically seen this one. So I looked at this one. It wasn't, of course, made in China at that time, but it is still a decent fan. It's a little dusty, but I'm still using it, and it still runs pretty strong. It only has, I think it's got a 0.6 amp motor in it, so it's not very powerful or anything. If you look at the back, I'll show you the back of this thing. It's got a little bit of paint on there, sorry, but does have the oscillation, and you just tune this back thing if you want to turn it on, which is actually what I'm going to get ready to do. So let's go ahead and put that back in. Put it in oscillating mode. Use high on this little Holmes AeroMax. It's a bigger version of my Lasco Cool Colors model 2095. It's a bigger version of that. I don't know. I think it's about a 16-inch, maybe even smaller. Go down to medium or 2, I guess. Medium and 2. Now low, 1. And off. Let's see if I can get you a good close-up of the front here. You can see that. Here is a 9-inch Lakewood hot velocity fan, model HV-9G. This one I also purchased brand new. I think I got it at like a CVS or something, maybe at Walgreens, back in 2008 in Houston, Texas. Now this thing, it was one of the last fans before Lakewood finally went bankrupt in 2009. Unfortunately, it is missing its knob now. I have to use a Lasco box fan to turn that thing on. It uses 0.65 amps. I'm not exactly sure who manufactured the motor in these, but I can tell you this, even though these were not the best built, with or without metal blades, this thing has still lasted 12 to 13 years. Which is something that I can't really say for lots of fans. So this fan is still fairly decent for being one of the last of the Lakewood 4 fans. And I'm going to go ahead and put this thing in. I'm going to turn it on high. Blows air. I can feel it from over here. The motor is getting a little dusty. I am going to have to probably at some point take that grill off of there and clean off the motor. If anybody has one of these HV-9G fan switches, I wouldn't mind having one. I'm also going to check through eBay and see if they have any on there, because I would love to have another switch that can turn it on easier. And here's low. and off. Here we have the Edison Toastmaster 14 or 14.5 inch 1440001 or 011, I believe it's a longer model number. But I have videoed it before, so I think I have the correct model number on that other video. But I think that's what it is, 144011 box fan. And then I'm doing a comparison with the C122X by Lakewood, which is a 16 inches. You can kind of tell by looking at them, it definitely is a little bit bigger. Now, the one thing I will specifically say about that Toastmaster is I've showed it before, so I'm not going to get super detailed. I think I'm going to show the back of both of them just so you can see kind of how big the motor is on them both. But the Toastmaster is a very well-designed, a well-built fan in my opinion. The only thing that's a little weird on it is I'll show you here. Both griddles are riveted together, and the back one I kind of understand because of, as you can see there, instead of having a motor housing, it's connected to, it's literally just screwed right into the back of that. I think I actually will pick up this camera. Kind of want to show you guys that in person here. See that there? It's completely screwed into the back, and the back of that thing is all motor. Whereas this one here, if you look at that one, it's got a small motor. That's got a big, like 20-inch box fan motor, even though it's only 14 inches. That's even bigger than the Toastmaster, the Lakewood is. And it's got a tiny, only 1.6 amp motor. The Toastmaster's got a 2.6 amp motor. Powerful fan. There's a top. It's got that wood grain. I don't like those handles. They're pretty crappy, but it was intact. I just don't ever pick it up using it. It kind of rattles. The speed switch is also a little kind of crappy on this thing. I don't like it as much. The Lakewoods had a lot better handles, and the knobs were way better. The other thing that's kind of weird about this thing is everything is just like engraved. I don't even think I can get it on here. It's not even really that easy to spot out, but it's very lightly engraved. It says, try to turn on the light. Yeah, I can't get that in focus. If you can kind of read that out, it's very lightly engraved into the top. It says, basically says right there that it's high, medium, and low. It's just that it's not easy to make out. It's just very lightly engraved. But it's kind of weird. Like I said, I don't really know why they made it so light. Another thing that I don't particularly like on the Toastmaster is I don't like that it has the I don't like that it has the cord kind of on the top of the motor. It makes it a little bit weird. It gets in the way whenever I have to plug it in. A lot of times I like to use it on the desk, and I'm always worried about tripping over the cord because it is not, it's just kind of up on top of where the motor is, and it would have been nicer if they would have put it down where the Lakewoods did, because the cords are a lot easier to stay hidden and you don't trip over them as much if you put it on a desk. So like I said, anyway, these are both really good fans. I think that the Toastmaster looks cooler, but I would still say that the Lakewood is probably slightly better built. The handle and the knob are both better quality than the Toastmaster. The only thing I said is kind of cool about the Toastmaster is how the whole back is kind of connected to the grill. and you just can, if you were able to unhinge the rivets. If you really look closely, you can tell those screws are not typical screws you see in a box fan. Those things, you have to use a special type of instrument to get them off. Whereas the ones on the Lakewood, the screws are just a typical Phillips head screwdrivers. It's all you have to use. It would have been nice if they would at least put the Phillips head on the front so you could easily clean it, but they didn't. They put the same types of screws they did on the back on the front. So anyway, without further ado, I'll go ahead and show a video of these. Like I said, I'm not criticizing any one of these heavily. I like them both. They're very good fans. I just think that Toastmaster is cooler. Lakewood is better, a little bit better built. First, Toastmaster blows a lot of air too. The only complaint I would say that for having a 2.6 amp motor, I would think it'd blow better air than the Lakewood. But I think they probably blow about the same air when I've tested them out already. Medium. And low. And we'll turn it off now. That one has a really quick spin down time. I don't know how easy it is to oil them. The Lakewood has both oil ports on top of the motor, which makes it really easy. You don't even have to pull the front blades off on that thing to try to oil it, whereas the big 20-inch box fans, you have to pull off the blades on the front to oil the front bearings. Whereas this one, I'm not sure how easy it is to oil. There are no oil ports on it, but I don't know if you have to actually take the whole motor apart if you want to oil it, or if the holes in the back, it's safe to put oil down those. Some fans it is, but I don't know about these motors. But anyway, we're going to start the Lakewood off on high now. I don't know, maybe the Toastmaster does a little bit more air, I'm not totally sure. Medium? Motors definitely do sound a little bit different than one another. And low on this. And off. Thanks for watching my video. Feel free to subscribe.